So far, we have explored various aspects of becoming a photojournalist. We should not be shy, we should not be conscious, we should be able to go to the correct point to get the picture we want, no matter how high or low. But is that all? No. There is much more to the life of a working photojournalist. Let us continue to learn how to become a journalist and to work as one in this lesson.
This was from top of a bus parked nearby. In fact, we requested the driver to move a bus a little forward and to the right so that we could get the right angle of the building which we wanted to photograph. This photograph was taken from top of the temple Gopuram when I just wanted to review what had been shot so that I don't have to climb down all the way down and then have a look and then climb up. No. So, to make sure that I got the shot which I wanted, I just come and review it.
This photograph demonstrates a very, very important quality in the working style of a photojournalist, which is to review one's own work and to take stock of what we have got, to assess that if at the end of a shoot or end of a day, we have got the photographs we wanted, and if we are not satisfied, we explore more and either we do it the same day or we come back another day to finish what could not be finished. But without reviewing, we would never know where we are. So this capacity for self-assessment and looking at one's work is very important. And that also needs a quality of reflection, to be quiet for a while and just to see what one's done before we get into the action mode again. It's very important that to be a photojournalist or a photographer, we have to go out in the field. We have to step out of the confines of the classroom. We have to step out of the confines of our homes, and we have to go where the action is happening, because we are storytellers. We can tell stories through our photographs, but to do so, we need to go where the action is. In these series of photographs, you see a group of students and teachers discussing about sports photography in a sports photography workshop being conducted by Mr. Desikan Krishnan. And through such interactions, through such opportunities, all of us learn how to do better photography.
Reviewing the day's work after the workshop was over, after the first round of the workshop, having a look at what the students have shot and giving them corrections then and there for them to go back, the game is not yet over, to go back and try and shoot better pictures or improve their pictures. Digital age, all this is possible. It was not so during the film days where one had to wait for the film to be processed before we could do the next set of actions. But nowadays, it's very simple.
Here, there's a workshop being conducted by Mr. Gurinder Osan, who is the photo editor of the Press Trust of India, and he is interested in sharing his knowledge. So not only is he doing his responsibility and his work of editing photographs on a daily basis to give it out to the world for publication, but he is also sharing his knowledge with students who are interested. And learning is both ways, giving and receiving. The professional or the teacher teaches and the student learns. And the professional also learns from the questions and the insights and the observations of the students. So to do good photography, we should always be open to learning. Learning by doing, learning by reflection, learning by sharing and exchanging notes with each other, and discovering better ways of doing. Here, Mr. Puchi Venkat is assisting in the workshop on sports photography, and the students have a couple of questions. So, asking questions is very important. We have doubts, we must raise the doubts. We don't know, we should accept that we don't know and ask on how to do things, because none of us know everything. Only by asking questions and by reading and talking to other people who know can we expand the horizons of our knowledge. Reading and exploring the works done by others is a wonderful way to learn. Any photojournalist or photographer that you would listen to, each one of them would tell you that they have spent a lifetime of observing things around them. They have been interested in looking at and finding out the work of other people and learning and imbibing the good strengths from other people's practices. Especially when we are young and we do not have experience behind us, books and now digital publication, online e-resources, which are like in such a great quantity available to us, we need information processing skills to look through these resources and explore good examples of photography and photojournalism. We need to spend time with good photographs, with different kinds of photographs, with different styles of photography and photojournalism, so that we can be sensitized to what are the possibilities that lie ahead of us in the field of photojournalism. And if we are happy to learn, if we want to learn, surely nothing can stop you from being a photojournalist. You have to pick up your camera or your mobile, step out in the world, and as Mr. Desikan Krishnan rightly said, don't feel shy, don't think about your dress being dirtied, don't think, that where are you, take that plunge, take that step.
As a photojournalist, as I said earlier, it's not a 10 to 5 job or a 9 to 6 job or whatever. It happens round the clock, and you should be able to get out of your house at any given time in the day or night or early in the morning. Always see that your camera batteries and your flash batteries are fully charged before you go to bed, because you might be woken up at 2 a.m. and asked to rush to take an accident. And disasters always make front page news, and you should be able to react in that moment wherever you are. You may be in a party or you may be in a wedding, but when the call comes, you have to rush out. And if you don't, the next time something major happens, your office is not going to call you. They'll say that guy is always in a party, he is always in a wedding, he always gives excuses. So wherever you are, rush out, don't give an excuse, don't say I'm here, I'm there, you just say I'm coming. That will give confidence to the newsroom, to the news editor, to rely on you. You will build this thing of reliability. So whenever something major happens, you would be the one to be called because you are always available. Another very important thing is, you are only as good as your last photograph. If you mess up an assignment, next time you are going to get a major assignment is going to be a long time. So as a photojournalist, if you miss something, it will be because there is no action replay. There is absolutely no action replay, it is all first shot. So you are only as good as the last picture. So if you fail in an assignment, the next assignment you get, next major assignment you get, would be you have to prove yourself all over again.
Thank you so much, sir. As we saw today in the life of a working photojournalist, we learnt and we saw that there are different things that we need to be conscious of, we need to be aware of, and then we can get good photographs. And as sir rightly concluded, we have to be ready for the moment and we have to be available for the moment, because if we are not, the moment is gone. And what a pity would it be as a photojournalist if we lose the moment. Continue to take photographs wherever you are on a daily basis or a weekly basis, which will help you to understand how to get better photographs through all the knowledge being shared with you. Looking forward to seeing you again. Until then, goodbye.